You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, let's talk about this Pittsburgh Steelers beef that's going on right now, because Joey Porter, around the Super Bowl time, came out and heavily criticized Big Ben Roethlisberger. Now, look, a lot can be said about Roethlisberger. I mean, I think a lot of this centers around one thing, and that's Roethlisberger going on his podcast and openly saying it may be time to move on from Mike Tomlin. Well, the Steelers have been stuck in neutral for what, a decade under Mike Tomlin? And look, don't get me wrong, he's a damn good coach. If he decides to come back next year, he'll be the number one coaching candidate on the market. You know, provided a Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay doesn't free up randomly. All right. But nonetheless, Joey Porter Sr. did not appreciate Roethlisberger criticizing Mike Tomlin. All right. And in case you didn't see these comments, I'll play them. But we've got a retort, a response from two Steelers key figures, and one of them is an all-time Steelers legend in James Harrison. Now, look, of guys I don't want to get on the bad side of, I would say James Harrison would be at the top of my list, for crying out loud. But he didn't appreciate the comments Joey Porter made about Ben Roethlisberger, and neither did David DeCastro. So let's listen to this, and then we'll get to the responses.
He broke the brotherhood, then Seven definitely broke the brotherhood, because, like,
that's the one I don't understand
the
as
shit
much.
that Seven did that we don't talk about.
I know.
is crazy. Like out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone and really talk Steeler business. Yeah. Because if we talking Steeler business, his ass is foul of all foul. Like, the shit that he's did is foul of all foul. He's not a good teammate. Won a Super Bowl with him, but the person, he's just not a good teammate. Like, he knows that. Anybody in the Steeler building knows that, but we protected him because I've only won one Super Bowl, and that was my quarterback. So do I love my quarterback? Yeah, but is he a good person? No.
Okay. So that tells me you might have won that Super Bowl early on. James Harrison's going to fire back. All right?
For me, the way Joy and Ben, like we broke the brother, you broke the brotherhood, bro, more than we did. You didn't even play under Mike. You won a championship with Ben. You said it yourself. But, like, as me and Joy talked, and like I said, we talked that man, I hung up on my boy. Joy was like, well, what's real? I said, listen, Joy. I said, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, okay? And right there, Joy has a personal issue with Ben, and he was the rabbit with the gun. He took his shot because he doesn't see Ben as a brother, okay? And me personally, I do not think Ben is a bad teammate, okay? Because I have a good relationship with Ben, you know? And I can say this because I talked to Ben. Like, this is not gonna be news to him, okay? But Seven could be an asshole. That's facts, okay?
Yes.
Okay. And when Ben came in, this man went 13-1 as a rookie, okay? Starter. The team was 15-1. His second season, he won a Super Bowl. The youngest quarterback to ever do it, 23.
Yes.
And that's when Seven was born, okay? He became the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. Hell yeah. That's go stroke my ego and give me delusions of grandeur. But over time, he has matured and grown up. And you don't value the same things you did at 23 that you do at 30. Hell, I'm a different person at 47 than I was at 45. And I'm a far, worse person at 40 than I was at 45.
All right. So we'll stop it right there. But yeah, I mean, you win a Super Bowl that early, you're going to have a little ego. And most of these quarterbacks do have ego. these franchise quarterbacks. I pulled up Roethlisberger's stats before I started shooting this video. That dude had he threw for 5,100 yards not that long ago. 5,100. Threw for 4,900 like 3 or 4 years before that. 64,000 yards passing. Dude had a hell of a career. Now, we all know he was a little suspect when he was younger. He had some issues, but he seemed like he matured out of those issues, right? And that's what happens when you get older. David DeCastro also on this issue from 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. Quote, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I guess, negativity seems to sell these days, but, I loved playing with Ben, for Ben, protecting Ben. It was a big task. I just loved his energy. I mean, Ben's the ultimate competitor, no matter what it is, whether it's cornhole, darts, pool, shooting, playing horse, basketball. He's the guy when you get in the huddle, he's got energy. He does the head tap before the games, the pregame, go around, tap everyone's head. You miss getting those juices flowing, and, having a guy like that, that's what you need as a quarterback, that energy that want to win. It's contagious. I took a lot of pride in protecting a Hall of Fame quarterback. Interesting. Yeah, people are not pleased about this. By the way, he's going to be eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2027. So it's going to be interesting to see if he gets in first ballot. I think he should, but that's my opinion. He's got the hardware. He had 6 Pro Bowls. He's certainly got the offensive statistics. By the way, he also played some of that career when, they just hadn't opened up the passing game to everybody yet. I would say the first 6 seasons, it really started to open up in 2010. I'd say the first 6 seasons, it was sort of a different league. Now it's an offensive league and everything's skewed in the direction of the offense because of fantasy football and all that crap that Roger Goodell has tried to push into everybody's laps. But I find this interesting. Now you got a fracture, all because he criticized Mike Tomlin. And all he did was basically say, look, maybe it's time to move on. And I got to wonder with Joey Porter, what brotherhood are you talking about exactly? Because that criticism felt a little different, I think. I mean, is that really all about football, or what is that? I don't know. I'm a little, I don't know. I've got my suspicions that that's for other reasons. Tell me what you think. Hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.